morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning call. My name is Shawn Gerald here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm hoping you guys can hear me pretty good. And I've been pegged this morning to host this amazing morning call with a lifestyle family. So I'm really excited. And today we're going to be talking about how I've been leveraging AI for my social media content. Thank you, Dana, for that. I appreciate that. So I don't have any coffee like dinner this morning, a cafecito. I'm going to be drinking some agua, and it's going to be delicious. So I appreciate it. So we're going to have a little fun today talking about AI and how it has enabled me to do more front-facing content. So we've all heard the great Sir Ashley talk about his YouTube channel. Listen, I don't get the fanfare that he does because he's got so many subscribers, but we do similar business, and predominantly mine comes from YouTube as well. Well, one of the challenges that I've had over the last, I would say, year and a half or so is evolving my content to where it's not just going out shooting home tours. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. And predominantly my channel was strictly me going around shooting content at new construction neighborhoods, things like that, to really try to introduce the Charlotte Metro, but not giving a lot of data, not a lot of insight, things like that about Charlotte itself, really predominantly focused on the neighborhood. So no market updates, no stats, no restaurants, nothing, just going to the neighborhood, shooting the content, and then putting it on YouTube, and then hoping and praying that someone will give me a call. And thankfully, they have. So for my YouTube business, I probably do roughly 50 transactions a year strictly from YouTube referrals, people coming in. But as more and more people in the Charlotte Metro started getting on YouTube, I started noticing that their subscriber counts were rising really quickly. Right now, I'm right around 3,900 subs for my YouTube channel. It took me about a year and a half to get to that number. Now, some of you may be putting out better content, get there a lot quicker, but it took me about that long to actually get to just under 4,000 subscribers. But again, it does feed me pretty good, even with that low number of subscribers on my channel. But the one area that I really wanted to work on was shooting front-facing content. Can you guys see my screen here with me with the black t-shirt on right there in the background? Can you guys see that? The Queen City?
Yes.
You can? Okay, fantastic. All right. So I went to a really good friend of mine's home, and listen, this guy's brilliant, but he is less brilliant than I thought he was. Okay, he's still brilliant, but I thought that when I was watching his YouTube videos, just the sheer amount of content and data, whether it was nationally or local, that he was able to provide on his channel was stunning to me. And I often looked and said, my God, I could never do that. Okay, like, how does he remember all of this stuff that he was actually, the facts and the stats and the data he was giving nationally and locally, and seemingly to put out videos like that, 2 to 3 times a week, on YouTube, and sometimes on his social media, TikTok and Instagram, he's putting out, a video per day. And I'm thinking, like, my God, how does he have time to actually go out and shoot content, go help his clients, okay, but also just like learn and study all of this market data and insights that he's providing on his YouTube videos? Well, I went to his home one day, and lo and behold, my guy had a teleprompter. And I thought, my God, you're reading this stuff? Like, that's insane. I didn't know that. So, of course, I went out and bought a teleprompter as soon as I left his home. Now, I'm not sure how many of you guys out there have tried to read off of a teleprompter and make it sound natural, unscripted, make it sound like yourself. Well, I tried that, and I can tell you right now, it was a huge flop. Okay, so I saw him with this teleprompter, I would say, gosh, last year, maybe in June, July, maybe. And it took me 6 months to really try to do a video while reading a teleprompter. And I just could not do it. Well, I went to a real estate conference back in November with this same guy and some other agents here in the Charlotte area, down in Atlanta, Georgia. And during this presentation, the speaker, Jason Pantana, started talking about different AI tools that were going to help you in your real estate business going forward. Well, the one that I use consistently, and I mean like every single day, I use this, and it eliminated the need for me to need a teleprompter. It is called Descript. okay? And you are looking at Descript right now on your screen. So I'm going to show you guys what Descript actually does, okay? So we're going to talk about really at the most basic level how I use this software to basically allow me to not use a teleprompter to edit my content, the words that I'm saying, etc., rearrange the words that I'm using. I'm just going to show you guys this. So it also allows me to adjust my eyes and my audio. So what I'm going to do right now is just play this raw video. It's 1 minute and 36 seconds, a raw video for you. Please pay attention to how it sounds and also pay attention to my eyes as well as you watch this video. All right, here we go. Now, family, for the sake of this training today, we're going to be talking about a system called Descript AI. I absolutely love it. You know, one of the big challenges for me was actually remembering all of the content about specific areas, neighborhoods, you know, as it relates to population, income, you know, things like that, right? You know, market data, stats, when it comes to doing front-facing video. So I had to find a tool that could help me to do that. Well, I tried a teleprompter before, and the teleprompter just did not work for me. Just listen, I kept getting tongue-tied. I couldn't really figure it out, and I gave up on doing the teleprompter. Well, fortunately for me, sometime this year in 2024, well, actually 2023, this company Descript. So I want to just make sure you all understand right now, I'm actually reading a script off of the screen, off of my monitor, okay? So I hope you guys can see my eyes are looking down at that script. And I also want you to pay attention to how hollow the audio sounds as well. Release this platform called Descript AI. Now, I love Descript because it does so much. You can do podcasts through it, all kind of things. But more importantly for me, I wanted a system that would allow me to actually read a script off of my screen, but then would actually fix my eyes at the end. Not only that, would also allow me to do what's called studio sound. So now for this video, we're going to play this and listen to it without me doing any edits to it or anything like that. You're going to see where my eyes are, kind of looking down right now, all around, different places. All right, so I think you guys can get the message. So I'm going to start this over. And right here, I'm just going to put on studio sound and eye contact. But I want to start the video first and then make the adjustment so you can see real time what's going to happen. Now, family, for the sake of this training today, we're going to be talking about a system called Descript AI. I absolutely love it. You know, one of the big challenges for me was actually remembering all of the content about specific areas, neighborhoods, you know, as it relates to population, income, you know, things like that, right? You know, market data, stats, when it comes to doing front-facing video. So I had to find it. So now I have turned on studio sound, and I want to make sure you guys understand there was no special equipment. I recorded this from the camera on my MacBook Pro and the microphone from my MacBook Pro. And you will see that that sound sounds just like it was recorded with a very high-end microphone. Also notice that my eyes are now looking directly at you in the camera. That could help me to do it. Well, I tried a teleprompter before, and the teleprompter just did not work for me. Just listen, I kept getting tongue-tied. I couldn't really figure it out, and I gave up on doing the teleprompter. Well, fortunately for me, sometime this year in 2024, well, actually 2023, this company Descript released this platform called Descript AI. Now, I love Descript because it does so much. You can do podcasts through it, all kinds of things. But more importantly for me, I wanted a system that would allow me to actually read a script off of my screen, but then would actually fix my eyes at the end.
You don't
Not
need
only that would also allow. So I'm going to pause.
You don't need this. You sound great without all this extra stuff.
You thought I don't need it?
Talking about.
Who said that? But thank you anyway. I appreciate that. So when you're talking about doing a YouTube video, right, and putting out content that way, I may sound great to you right now, but YouTube actually is going to promote your content if it looks great and it sounds great. Okay, they're going to promote really good content. So you want to have really good sound for your content. And also you don't want to look like you're reading from a screen when you're actually doing your content. So this right here allows me to basically really put out hard-hitting content just about every single day to my audience. So now let's talk about how I actually research. So we do talk a lot about, what we're doing, but we don't really talk about where the research comes from, and how do you organize this content as well. So I use a system called Trello. I'm sure many of you guys have heard of Trello before, but I use Trello to organize my content and to really come up with different ideas and scripting and so on and so forth. So this is my Trello board that I use for research. And you'll see here, I've got, different columns right here, videos that I want to shoot. So the first thing that I did, so listen, I'll tell you this, guys, I actually hired a YouTube coach to actually coach me to make sure that I could continue to grow my channel. One of the first things he had me do, and you've heard Sir Ashley talk about this platform called TubeBuddy, okay, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is going to be your best friend when it comes to researching content ideas. So I know for the Charlotte area, the Charlotte metro, we've got a lot of people moving here. I know you guys down in Florida, New Jersey, you've got a lot of people relocating to your areas as well. And a lot of times they want to know, what's the best schools, what are the best neighborhoods, the best locations, what are the best zip codes, what are the best suburbs, you name it. So right now, the Charlotte area, and I can imagine where you live as well. Right now, the Charlotte area, we are fighting right now for space on YouTube, okay, and any social media platform right now. We're fighting for space, meaning everyone's fighting for visibility. So right now, the key is to really get out and start talking about the suburbs outside of your area where you may have better affordability. So I went into TubeBuddy and I basically did a search to find out which areas are being searched the most around the Charlotte metro, and then I put them in order. So Rock Hill, or so Concord, North Carolina, is the most searched suburb in the Charlotte metro. Now I want you to write this down real quick because these are the order of videos that we are basically doing these videos. So there's 5 you're going to do. Okay, 5 videos you're going to do. Now my YouTube coach is out of Houston, Texas, and this gentleman did in 2 years in real estate, he sold more than $3 million worth of real estate by using this specific format I'm going to give you guys here this morning. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do when you talk about a suburb, I've been to Miami a few times. So let's say we're going to go do a Fort Lauderdale as a suburb of Miami, right? So you want to do a do's and don'ts video or pros and cons video for Fort Lauderdale. That's going to be one video. The second video you're going to do is like a map tour of Fort Lauderdale. So you open up your map, put in Fort Lauderdale, and you'll talk about the different benchmarks, the different locations in Fort Lauderdale that people should visit when they're coming into Fort Lauderdale. Then you're going to do another video on the schools out in Fort Lauderdale, what they look like. You're going to do another video about the neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale. So those are going to be your 4 to 5 videos you're going to do. Then you're going to go to your next suburb. So I've got about 10 suburbs here for Charlotte that I'm going to actually use to do this research. If you do this, you see you will hit 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You've got 50 videos that you can do right here. Now, let's talk about how you're going to actually, get your scripting for this video. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Business Journal for the sake of this phone call or for the sake of the Zoom call. So when I want to do content around the Charlotte metro, I will come into the Charlotte Business Journal. I use Forbes, I use Market Watch, I use Inman, I use any publication that's going to be talking about real estate nationally and locally. So the Charlotte Business Journal, okay, and you guys have a business journal for your state as well, has a real estate section, whether it's commercial real estate or whether it's local residential real estate. So I can come here and take a look at this article and actually copy and paste this into my good friend ChatGPT. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. I'm just going to grab just this section here and come over to ChatGPT, and I'm going to tell it to write me a video script. All right, so this is the prompt that I'm using here, friends. I wanted to write me a video script for what I just copied and pasted, but I also wanted to search the internet and get me some more data as it relates to Charlotte, North Carolina. And let's see what ChatGPT gives me here. So I want you guys to realize what happened here. I put in a very, very short snippet into ChatGPT, and it has given me a complete video for YouTube. Now, I'm not sure if some of you guys probably use this already. Some of you may have not seen this, but I can take this information now and send this over to my video editor, and it tells him exactly what scenes to use for what I'm talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this really quickly. And I take it now over to Google Docs. And here's my script. So now I open up Descript AI from here, and I read this script to my subscribers. It is that simple. And I know somebody said you don't necessarily need that, you sound great, but I can tell you right now, to be able to look at this and read the script without having to really remember the data is going to make your life easy, and it's going to allow you to put out a whole lot more content this way as well. Now, I'm going to show you another thing that Descript can do. So a lot of times when I'm doing these videos and I'm trying to read it, sometimes I get lost on the script. You know, I'm ad-libbing, I'm excited, I'm doing some other things. Well, Descript also allows you to come in and edit this video. So I'm going to play this for you one time again, and I want you to watch what I'm going to do here.
A family, for the sake of this training today, we're going to be talking about a system called Descript AI. I absolutely love it. You know, one of the big challenges for me was actually remembering all of the content about specific areas, neighborhoods, you know, as it relates to population, income, you know, things like that, right? You know, market data, stats. When it comes to
So watch this. I can delete text from Descript.
right? You know, market data, stats, when it the video. So I had to find a tool that could help me to do it. Well, I tried a teleprompter before, and the teleprompter just did not work for me. Just listen, I kept getting tongue-tied. I couldn't really figure it out, and I gave up on doing the teleprompter. When I hit the studio sound, you're going to be freaking.
So you see there, I just basically edited this video inside this system without having to leave it. And it edited it for me perfectly. But now I cut out a piece of it. I'm going to move that piece now to the front. That was down at the very bottom. And now watch this.
Well, fortunately for me, sometime this year in 2024, well, actually 2023, this company Descript released this platform called Descript AI. Now, I love Descript because it does so much things. But more importantly for me, I wanted a system that would allow me to actually read a script off of my screen, but then would actually fit.
Okay, perfect. So guys, this is the power of Descript. And again, the reason we're talking about this morning is because, especially going now into this new marketplace that we're heading into, where, you know, basically you're going to have to really talk to your buyers about, and your sellers really, about paying concessions to you on the buy side or you on the sell side. Well, how are you now going to be able to generate more listings? Okay, I think we all know here that the person that owns the listings owns the markets. So now everybody's going to be shifting to try to get more sellers. Well, you don't see a lot of seller-focused content on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. So now you can actually start targeting your content to sellers in very specific areas by using a system like Descript and not having to go in and learn about every little nook and cranny, every little neighborhood around your area. You can basically put this stuff into ChatGPT, tell it to write you a script for a zip code, for a neighborhood, for a community, you name it, and then basically read that thing to your audience, my friends. So this is the power of Descript. I hope you guys took something from this. I'm going to get off the call right now and actually use it again to do a video for an article that just came through my email. That's how quickly I can shoot content because I use a system like this without having to go back and edit it. So I'm going to stop talking right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Morning, Shawn. This is Fran. Thank you for always such great
Hey,
training, my
Fran.
friend. You're, the freaking genius. And content is amazing. Is that an application for cell phones and laptops, or is it just the Descript application?
Yeah, great question, Fran. So yeah, it's only for your laptop. You can't, there's no cell phone app for it just yet, but you can use it on
Okay,
your laptop. Yes.
so it's Descript AI for
Yeah. Go descript.com. Yes, is where you're going to go.
Descript.com. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. And they've got 3 different plans. The basic plan to get rid of the watermark when you download it is $12 a month. Then they've got a slightly better plan that gives you more features. That one's going to be $24 a month. And then you've got another plan that's going to be for like teams that is $40 a month. Now, and I'll tell you guys this as well, from inside this system, okay, again, you can do podcast, you can do other overlays, you can add animations, you can add in other elements, shapes, you can change your background with this system. So it does a lot of different things that you would have to pay somebody else to do for you right inside of the Descript system. It even put in for you your gosh, what do they call? The text that go across your screen. I just had a brain fart. What are they called?
Thumbnail?
Subtitles.
Caption. Caption.
Yeah, captions. Thank you. My God, I'm getting old.
Captions, yeah.
What else you guys have for me? That's it. All right. Listen, we'll get you guys out of here early today, man. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, though, about Descript, anything we talked about, or how I do my research, because it's a very fast call, hit me up at 704-340-3822. Be more than happy to answer any questions for you.
Can you please repeat that, Shawn? It's a little too fast, your number.
Yeah, sure. 704-340-3822.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you as well. Y'all have a good day today.